We're going to get this thing going. Folks online, let us know how the microphone's sounding on that end. We have what Dave Williams and I have termed a hot mic in the studio this evening, live on the weather porch here from Southside Garage. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for coming out for this September meeting. It's hard to believe October is just next week. Where does the time go? Where does it go? I would like to first thank everybody that helped me through this meeting last month. I was in the middle of Idaho having a dandy of a time out in the backcountry on single track on two wheels. It just had a motor. Don't judge me. Cheater, for sure. So, but thanks so much to Carter. Carter, I saw him here this evening. Thank you, Carter. Urban Wilderness Alliance Coordinator with the City of Knoxville, West Seward, past president. He's not here, but thank him as well. And Dave, thank you for your input and whoever else helped on that meeting. So it does take a village, and it was delightful to have a little bit of time off. Weather report. Dave Stanley is not here this evening. The weather is delightful. Go get you some. I've heard it's incredibly dusty, and I can attest that it is. The crew's been working when they can over on the dirt features at Devils, so you're going to see a lot of modifications after moisture comes through town. So just keep watch on the website. Dave keeps that up to date every morning. I've worked on trail this week, and I did not ride much on trail. Anybody ridden any great locations this past month? Wayne, what you got? Stump House. Why don't you come on up to the microphone and tell me a little bit more about it? This is Wayne, come tell us more. For those of you that don't know, Wayne is also the chair of the Trails Committee. We're really pleased. We didn't get that on mic.
Just found that out tonight. So yeah, when you're not there for a Trails Committee, you get nominated to lead the Trails Committee. So, all right, Stump House Mountain Bike Park, just outside of Walhalla, South Carolina. 3-hour drive from here. Dedicated mountain bike trails. They just opened up another 5 miles. So I think there's a total of about 12 to 13 miles of trails in there. $5 entry fee goes to pay for trail maintenance. The city of Walhalla operates it. So there's a little bit of everything, some gnar, chunk, roots, rocks, fast and flowy, everything you're looking for. So check it out. It's on your apps, Trail Forks, MTB project, everything. So great riding. Easy to go grab 5-6 miles or loop it around for 10 or 12.
Awesome. Thank you. Great report. Anybody else got a report of activities? Awfully quiet. Steffi, did you have an event last weekend, bud? What was that all about? You want to come tell us about it? You look eager. Eager to get up here and tell us more about it. So this is Ryan Steffi with 71 South. They had an awesome event over at the pump track and jump line this weekend. Tell us more about it.
Thanks, man. It was a great event. So for the first one, we didn't know really what to expect. Dave was a huge part in helping set it up. Mark Willers and Philip Kaiser definitely helped out getting the lines and explaining how it works to me so that I could put on an event. I think we had close to 20 participants, about 50 people watching. Great turnout. I think everyone had a good time. Jeremy Walker commentated the event, so it was a lot of fun for that. And then we raised a good bit of money for AMBC. So all in all, we will be back next year for it.
Awesome. Thanks so much. All right. So I'm going to just run through some news that we've got on the agenda for this evening. The house that we've been talking about, which is next to the AMBC warehouse. Dave and Warren and Casey have been knocking off projects constantly on that stuff. We also have had some huge help from Travis Davis and Evergreen Tree Works. So Travis is he's an arborist and a doggone good one at that. Mary Beth is looking at me. Is that not the proper term? It is. Okay. It's arborist. So he's got a bucket truck out at our place right now, and he has been doing a bang-up job removing trees that are overhanging this house that we've got. And so it's pretty wild to watch his techniques and the work that he's done. He's helping us out though on the weekends, and we really do appreciate his time and effort over there. It is definitely above our pay grade and our skills. Even though we had a chainsaw training class just weekend before last, Pete with the city was able to get, I want to say 8 or 9 folks through that class. Some of them were AMBC volunteers and others were from other partner organizations. So CAC and AmeriCorps sent over, or I guess Beardsley Farms sent somebody over, and a couple of folks from IAMS are also now trained on the saws. But of course, that work is for basically groundwork. So we cut trees that are on the ground, not trees that are standing. Speaking of CAC and AmeriCorps, the National Civilian Community Corps that we are applying for, big sad face. We did not get through on this round, but we're working on reapplying for the spring session. So keep those fingers and toes crossed. We're eager to get that crew in town, and it's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. So, big news this evening out of West Knoxville. So, Tony and the crew out in West Knoxville have been working at the Ballfield property for years and the Roundabout property. A couple of years ago, Shaggy helped us out with a trail plan over on the Ballfield property. It's been up on our site for a couple of years now, I guess. We worked on 3 or 4 trails on that over the last couple of years, and through some efforts from at-large Commissioner Larson J. and fully supported through County Commission, we were able to secure funding to complete 6 new trails over at Concord. So this build season, so now through June, we're going to be working away over at Concord. And when I say we're going to need all y'all's help for our mega work day that's going to be over there in February. But in between that time period, we're going to be having professional builders come from all around as we normally do and build trails over there at the Roundabout property. We've popped a link to that trail plan up on our website again, so you can see which trails that we'll be working on this season. So we're excited to be doing that, and Wayne's got a lot of decisions to be making on behalf of the club over the next little bit to make sure we're in good shape there. Next up, trail news is Sharps Ridge. Shaggy was actually out there today doing a little preliminary work on the front side of adaptive changes to Lincoln. So you'll note that the new section of Lincoln on the north side of the park is all AMTB 1 or 2, is it? I forget the rating that we ended up with. I think it is currently an AMTB 2, but it is certainly a trail that can be ridden by an AMTB 1 rider. The remaining section, the south side of Lincoln, is not that way. It's got some pinch points. It's got some steep grades. But generally speaking, that was designed and was intended to be built as a beginner-friendly trail. There's no reason that can't be an AMTB 1 trail. And so we're teaming up with REI to do work on that section, that south side of Lincoln. And so you'll notice as we start going, you'll notice some additional signage. Make sure to check the website for any trail closures. Again, it will be mostly on Lincoln. There's a little bit of work that has to happen to tie into Sharp Shin Trail. But nonetheless, you'll see machines out in the woods. Just be respectful of any tape that's up and any closures that are in place. We are looking to have that work complete before any of the real rainy season comes in, and because we know everybody needs Sharps Ridge this time, or when things get wet. So that's the big news on trails this month, which is, to me, pretty huge. I'm thrilled about that. Big Fun Tuesday's coming up next week, I do believe. October I didn't even put a date on here. I think it's the 3rd. I'm hearing 3. That's good. We have consistency with 3. And so that's over at Imes and Meats Quarry. The Social Rides group is meeting after this meeting, but I went ahead and put an event together online, so you'll see it on our website. Novice group ride for that Tuesday evening. Details are on that site. There isn't a route chosen yet, but the route will get posted ahead of time so you can get sort of a preview of what you're into. And if there's anybody interested in that Social Rides group, consider staying afterwards. Carter is the chair of that committee. He's in the back, and he can get you plugged into what's going on with that. And I think they're going to make it fairly consistent that they're going to meet after this meeting each month. So make it easy on anybody who's already here to be a part of that committee. We have a festival coming up, believe it or not. It's going to be in November. It's the first weekend in November. It will be November 3rd through the 5th. We're thrilled to have Harper Automotive Group sponsoring that event again this year. They've been with us for a number of years, and Shannon and Mike and the entire crew over there at Harper are super supportive of our mission and the work that we do. But nonetheless, we've also got additional support from the Drop-In already on the list. We've got Apex Window Cleaning, and Jeff Roth Cycling is also teamed up with us this year to help us put on this festival. And we've been meeting as a committee to get the plans underway. We've got another meeting this Thursday. I want to everybody just needs to put your hands together for the planning committee that puts Fall Festival together, because it's a major undertaking, and it really is. It's the best day of the year to me. So we've got a ton of information up on the Fall Fest site. The link to that is in our Facebook feed right now, or you can hop on fallfest.ambcknox.org and get all the information there. We've got a little bit a different way for vendors and sponsors and silent auction to be entered this year. If you're interested, you can just hop on our website and do things like sponsor the festival, register to be a vendor, or even upload a silent auction item of your choosing straight onto the site. It's just something we added so that we can accept credit cards a little bit easier. And so if you're with a shop or with any business that's interested in joining us for the festival, check out the links in the show on our Facebook feed, and you'll have it all there, or just visit fallfest.ambcknox.org. I've been harping on voting for the last couple of months, I do believe. I still am a proponent that everybody should register and they should vote. Our organization is Switzerland, if you will, when it comes to politics and politicians. And we like to meet with anybody and everybody, just like getting along with our county commissioners and getting Concord moving for this next phase and getting 6 trails approved. I got a chance to sit down with the mayor, the city mayor today, and just talk about what AMBC is working on, what we've been working on, and it's just great to be able to sit in a room with folks that are in government and have a great conversation about the future and about what's going on. And so I'll just say that the city is super supportive of what AMBC does, and we're thrilled to be a partner at the table there. Does Joyride have an update this month? Caroline's just grabbed a bite of food. Come on over, Caroline.
Perfect. Yeah, so I am Caroline. I'm with Joyride, which is the AMBC organization dedicated to getting more women on bikes. Madeline, there was no ride this month, right? Okay. No ride this month, but our biggest ride is coming up. It's, you guessed it, Fall Fest. So be on the lookout for more information. The Eventbrite will go live hopefully shortly.
Link on the Fall Fest site.
And there will be a link on the Fall Fest site. Check our social pages. We have a Facebook page, and then we also AMBC Joyride on Instagram. And most importantly, we need volunteers, many volunteers. Volunteers make this happen. So you do not have to be an advanced rider to volunteer. You just have to be comfortable riding at the level you volunteer at. So it should be a really fun time. It's our biggest event, and so many women are out riding bikes. So yeah, and if you have any questions, come talk to me.
Awesome, thanks. You can now finish your burrito. Speaking of volunteering and Fall Fest, believe it or not, it takes over 100 volunteers to run that show on Saturday. That doesn't include the fraternity brothers that come help us on Sunday, or Bank of America that comes and helps us on Friday. We have it at Elevon Bank of America. I think we can sort of use those interchangeably. I'm hoping. Dave and I are having a debate here live. He says it's okay. Elevon, Bank of America. We're good. So we're posting a link on our social media right now for the sign up for volunteer registration there. I believe you can sign up for Joyride on that same link. Andrea's got all the needs, and basically it's just a questionnaire of, hey, when do you think you want to help? What do you think you might want to do? Thank goodness we've got enough participation that it's usually a few hours during your day on that weekend. If you want to double up, go for it. We'd love the help, and it takes a village. Chris Joyce, AYC, come on up, bud. He's wearing the AYC coach jersey this evening. Yeah. Excellent.
There we go. So Chris Joyce with AYC. If you don't know about AYC is Appalachian Youth Cycling. So we have middle school, high school kids who may not be the sports ball kids. They may be the ones that like to ride the bicycles. And so, and even down at a younger level, we bring them in and it's all volunteer. We have practices twice a week. And so come out and it's just volunteer for all the kids, like I said. And our group is a subset of AMBC, actually. So again, kind of similar sort of organization setup. And so we work, like I say, volunteers. And so we're always looking for help. And like, I didn't think I'd be the sort of person who necessarily, I don't have kids, none of that sort of thing. But these kids just need people to ride with. And even if you don't think that you're a good teacher or whatever, it's actually really fun just to get out, do what you know how to do, and ride with these kids. So we have about 60 to 70 kids right now. And yeah, if you know a youngster wants to get out, and we have all the different age levels and ability levels, just a proper mountain bike's all they need. And then some of them even into the racing. So we have NICA, which is National Interscholastic Cycling Association, actually does races for these kids. So our Tennessee group we have about a dozen kids doing it, but we're actually like third in the state in high school and first in the state in middle school. So these kids are rippers. And they're really fun to ride with, actually. So anyways, that's just a little tidbit about who we are and what we are. You can find out more about us through the AMBC website, and then Facebook's probably the way that we convey information and probably the best way to reach out. But we also have Instagram as well, Appalachian Youth Cycling. So awesome. There we go.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your service and getting out there and riding. Appreciate it. So we've got, that's at ambcnox.org/AYC, but it's up in the link as well. Lastly, I'm going to finish up with what the trail crew's been up to. They've been working quite a bit over at Baker. They completed that SAW training that we mentioned. We had a great volunteer party at Lewiston last weekend for Public Lands Day, and Clay couldn't be here this evening, but he wanted to send his sincere thank you from TVA for coming out. He really appreciates the work that AMBC does up at Lewiston, and loves to have us up there each year. And you know, if he didn't have support from organizations like ours, you know, the second and third phases of that project, which are now on the ground, plain and simple, just wouldn't have happened. And so he's thrilled to have us at the table. And we're, like I told him, I said, we're happy to be here. This is what we love to do. And just call when you need us. So, but that's another way for me to say thank you to all of our volunteers that are out on the ground all the time. Alex is tirelessly coordinating trees that are down in the woods. Your monthly reminder, just send them to trails@ambcnox.org, and more than likely he'll have them gone within 24 hours. It's amazing. Nice job, Alex, on that. Speaking of ways to engage, if you don't sign up for the Fall Fest volunteers, join us for the October 7th workday, which is going to be over at Baker Creek. We're going to be working on that park in order to get it in great shape for festival. So we're going to invite 3,000 of our friends up for the festival, and we want it to be in good condition. So join us for that October 7th over at Baker Creek. That'll be at 9 a.m., 9 to noon. I'll look at the comments online. Anybody here in the house got anything they want to chat about? I think we're quiet here. Mary Beth, anything online we need to talk about? Okay. Well, that's that. I didn't write down the date of our next meeting, but it will be in November, and it will be the fourth Monday of the month. So we'll see you back here. Oh, my goodness. October. Yeah, we don't want to go to November yet. Whew. Whew. Yeah, we'll be panicking still in October, but more about Fall Festival. So, nonetheless, thanks so much. Y'all have a great evening.